The first thing you need to do is you need to join a plus students.com. You need to go to the website and you need to join the website. Once you've logged in, you select math as your subject because we're going to have the class for maths. Then select your grade level. Your grade is grade 1 and you select your topic. In grade 1s, the topic for today is we're doing subtraction, skill building. Okay, that is chapter number 4. This is chapter number 4. Once we are in the chapter number 4, we click on the topic and we go to lesson number 6. The lesson number 6 is subtracting 6. Subtracting 6. Okay, so once we are into the lesson, let's look at some questions. The first question says, the question number 1 states that subtract, it would be showing on your screen. It says 10 minus 6. Okay, how do we remember this? 10 minus 6. What we can do is we can take different objects and we can use that in order to solve this. Okay, so let's pick up some objects. Let's take an object. Let's suppose if we have strawberries, I'll pick up the object and we will see what can be done with them. Okay, so if we have 10 strawberries, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 10 total, right? So we need to make them, so we need to select them and let's copy them again. And we have 10 strawberries, right? If out of 10, let's label them first. We would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the total number of strawberries we have 10, right? So out of the 10, we need to subtract 6. That means if someone ate 6 of them. So let's see if 6 of them were eaten, how many are we left with? So we remove this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how many strawberries are we left with? We're left with 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means 10 minus 6. Our answer should be, what should be the answer? 10 minus 6? The answer is 4. Okay, let's try another example. When we click onto the next, we'll have the next example. Okay, the next question says, subtract 11 minus 6. We need to find 11 minus 6. Okay, we also have the grid, right? If 6 minus 6, then 0 is left, right? Or what we can do is, let's do a screenshot and let's see. Okay, so once we do the screenshot, I'll just do the screenshot for the question and then we will continue. This grid is given on your screen. I'll just copy paste. So this is given once you open the worksheet, right? So from this, we can say when 6, you have 6 and you minus 6, nothing is left. That means 0 is left, right? 7 minus 6 was 1. 8 minus 6 was 2. 9 minus 6 was 3. 10 minus 6 was 4. And 11 minus 6 was 5. Agreed? Or we can remember, do the same question. Let's suppose if we have circles over here. So if we have 11 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, right? So if we need to remember, first we do the labeling. We start writing numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Because the bigger number, the larger number is 11 over here, right? We have to subtract from 11. Okay. Hi, everyone. Let's continue. We are doing the question. It is subtracting 6. So 11 minus 6 is, the answer is 5, which we can see over here. 11 minus 6 is 5, but we are trying to prove it as well. So if we have 11 circles, we need to remove how many circles? Let's try to remove a few circles. 1 we remove, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If the circles shaded in green are removed, how many circles are we left with? We are left with 5. So we can write the numbers or we can remember the grid. We can remember the table to find the values. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. The next question says, subtract. Okay, question number 3 says, subtract, okay, subtract 13 minus 6. Okay, so from the grid, we remember that if we have 13 minus 6, what we can say is, we can say 13 minus 6 would be equals to 7, right? 13 minus 6 is 7. So we can always write the answer as 7 over here. Okay. Or we can again suppose some diagrams, suppose something, suppose an object. Let's suppose if there were ice creams, right? If we select ice cream and we say there were 13 ice cream sticks over here. Okay. So let's suppose, let's make them 13 and then we try to see how many we need to remove. So if these are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the last one is 13 because we need 13 is the largest possible number. Okay, so if let's just look at this question. Can we start numbering them? Can we say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, after 10 we have 11, right? Yes, very good. After 10 we have 11, 12, and 13. If there were 13 ice creams and if 6 were eaten, so we can remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how many ice creams are left? 13 minus 6. How many are left? How many are left? Okay. We are left with 7. We can see 7. 1. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So our answer is 7. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Let's copy the next question. Let's click on to the next. Okay, the next question says subtract 9 minus 6. I'll just copy the question. Okay, let's say 9 minus 6. Okay, so if the question is subtract 9 minus 6 from the grid, we know that 9 minus 6 would be, can anyone answer me? What is 9 minus 6? Okay, what we can also do is we can write the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So from 9, we need to subtract. Yes, very good. We will be left with 3. Thank you for answering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we will be left with 3. Okay, 3 numbers. That is very good. Let's try another question. Question number 5 says, when we click on the website on the next question, our new question would be shown. And the next question is subtract 8 minus 6. How can we remember this? We have two possibilities. Either we remember through the grid, remember through this, 8 minus 6 would be, if we follow this, 8 minus 6 is 2, right? We can do this way, or we can count 8 objects, and from the 8 objects, we can remove 6 objects. We can have any objects, okay? So let's suppose if we have pencils over here. Okay, we have a few pencils. We'll paste them and we'll see how many are these. Let's label them and see how many they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We need 2 more pencils. Okay, so if we have 2 more, the total number of pencils we have is 8. Okay, from these 8 pencils, if we remove 6 of the pencils, that means 1, 2, we always remove from the biggest number. 7, 6, this would be 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how many pencils are left? We are left with 2 pencils, right? Agreed. Do we agree on this? Any questions? Okay, very nice. Let's try another question. Now the question says, okay, the question number 6 says subtract 14 minus 6. Okay, we are subtracting 6 from 14. So let's see how this can be done. We have the grid. We remember the grid that we will see, and let's see the values. Okay, if this set of values are given to us and we need to find 14 minus 6. 6 is subtracted from 14. What we can see is 14 minus 6 would be 14 minus 6 is okay, good. So we can say that 14 minus 6 would be equal to 8, right? Okay, very good. Let's look at another example. Okay, now the next question is, subtract. Okay, question number 6 is subtract 14 minus 6. Okay, so this question is exactly like the previous question. In the previous question, it was written as subtract 14 minus 6. They both are exactly the same questions. Fourteen minus 6, they are saying. So we know that we have the grid. And in the grid, we know that we can find the values. Okay. From this grid, we can find the value and we can say 14 minus 6 would be 8, right? Similarly, if this was written horizontally, we can still find the value. Okay. And we can say that okay, if the question is written in this form, we can say this can be the answer. This way we can find the answer. They both are exactly the same thing. Okay. And 14 minus 6. Still 8. So you can write still 8 over here. They both are the same things written differently. Okay. Any questions? Very good. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. Okay. The next question is kind of easy. That is question number 7 says subtract 7 minus 6. Okay. So we know how we can subtract. What we can do is we can get the grid and we can say, what is 7 minus 6? If 6 minus 6 was 0, then 7 minus 6 would be, it should be equal to 1. Agreed? Okay. Next question. 11 minus 6. Okay. In this question, we will consider some objects. Question number 8 says subtract 11 minus 6. Okay. So 11 minus 6, we need to find out. Either we go to the grid which we already have, the values we have, or we find the values by drawing some diagrams, right? Or writing the numbers. So let's look at some possibilities. If we have the grid that is given to us, we can always find the value through this. Okay. So 11, I'll just move it to the center. Okay. 11 minus 6 is, can we see 11 minus 6 over here? But the number is 11 minus 6, right? That means 11 minus 6 should be equals to 5. That means 11 minus 6 was equals to 5. Okay. How can it be done another way? What we can do is we can suppose an object. We can select something. Okay. Let's suppose if we have apples over here. Okay. So if we say that we had how many apples? 11 apples. Okay. So if we have 11 apples, 2, 3, right? 4 apples, 5 apples, 6 apples, 7 apples. Okay. Sorry, just a second. 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, and 11 apples, right? So what we can do is we can number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, right? So if out of 11 apples that we had, we ate 6 apples, how many apples will be left? We start removing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that means we are left with 5 apples altogether. Okay, let's look at the next question. Very good. So if we move on to the next question says subtract 10 minus 6. So we know that when we subtract Okay, you have 10 fingers, right? So let's count, let's number them. One, two, three, four, five in one hand. Then on the other hand, you will have six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Okay, so there are total 10 fingers in your two hands. So if we close six fingers, so if we close six, that means one, two, three, four, five, we close one hand, and on the other hand, we close one finger. So how many fingers are still open? Can we count? One, two, three, and how many are open? Yes, four are left, four are open. Similarly, what we can see over here is if 10 minus 6, we will still have 4 left, right? Very good. Let's look at another possibility, another example. The numbers which are 10 or less than 10, we can always count them on our fingertips. Okay. The next question was, the question says subtract 8 minus 6. So what should be the answer for this? Can anyone give me an answer? Okay. So if we have the grid over here and we would want to compare, so 6 minus 6 was 0, 7 minus 6 was 1, and 8 minus 6 was 2, right? So we can say that 8 minus 6 is 2. And how can we confirm the answer? If we say we have 8 boxes, 8 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? If we have 8 boxes, okay, so can we give them the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the total number of boxes we have is 8. Oh, very good. Good. Good reply. The answer. So if we remove some of the boxes, six, let's remove 6 boxes. We start from the largest number. We remove 1, we remove 2, we remove 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can see that only 2 boxes are left, right? We are just doing these examples. We are trying to see different things. We can do 8 minus 6 on our fingertips also. We open one hand, five fingers are there. On the other, we close 2. That means 3 are open. There are total 8 fingers which are open. If we close 6, we close one palm and we close one more finger. So we are left with 2 fingertips. We can do multiple examples to solve the questions. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next question. And okay, very good. The next question says, okay, very good question. This can be related like subtract 6 minus 6. What are you left with? Let's suppose you have 6 candies. Let's suppose we pick up 6 candies. We do not have candy. Okay, there are 6 oranges. Okay, we have 6 oranges and 6 oranges were eaten. So how many oranges would be left? If you had 6 and 6 were eaten, that means if we label them, this was the first orange, the second orange, third, fourth, or maybe it's cheese. Oh yeah, that's cheese. 5 and 6. The 6th cheese over here, right? Okay. We can say cheese or we can say orange. So if we had 6 of these and we ate all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That means we are left with nothing, right? We are left with nothing. And nothing in maths is known as 0. Okay, so the answer is 0. Very good. Okay, yes, the answer is 0. That's great. Let's move on to the next one. Next example. Okay, so if we say question number 12, it says subtract, okay, 10 minus 6. So out of 10, if we need to subtract 6, how to remember? We can remember through the values. Okay, what we can say is we have a grid of values. We can remember through the grid. Okay, I'll paste the grid over here. Through this we can find. So where can we find 10 minus 6? The bigger number is 10 minus 6. We can say if 6 is subtracted from 10, the answer is, can I have the answer? Can I have the answer? Okay, good. So that means 10 minus 6 would be equal to 4. Okay, moving on to the next question. Question number 13. The next question says 15 minus 6. Subtract 15 minus 6. So if 6 are subtracted, 6 is removed from the 15, what we can say is, okay, what we can say is, where can we find 15? The last number, the last numerical value. So can we say 15 minus 6 and the answer comes out to be, what is the answer? See, we have 6 minus 6, 7 minus 6, 8 minus 6, 9 minus 6, and so on. Till 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 minus 6 should be equal to 15 minus 6 should be equal to 9. Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's look at the next question. Let's see what they're asking us. Okay, if they're saying, next question, they're saying subtract 13 minus 6. So 13 minus 6 would mean we have two options. Let's suppose some objects and then we'll see what can be done. Okay. if we have slices of watermelon, let's suppose. So if we put in the watermelon over here, we can have 13 slices. 2, 3, sorry. We did 3 slices and sorry. We can have, sorry, third slice. Okay, I'll just copy those to make our life easy. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12. But we had to do how many slices? We had to do 13 slices. So we remove the 2 from here. Let's label them. Let's label and see if they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So from 13 slices of watermelon, if we remove 6 slices, so if someone ate 6 slices, can we remove first slice? We always begin from the largest number. Second slice, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So we are left with how many slices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That means we are left with 7 slices away. 13 minus 6 is 7. Okay, that's very good. Let's do one thing. Let's try the test, some questions from the test, and please do complete the test, all the questions, so that you have more practice and you have a better understanding. Okay, I'll give the heading over here, questions from the test. Let's try a few from the test. Let's see. Okay, let's begin the question. How many questions are there? We may start with the first question. Okay, the total 22 questions, and this is question number 1 from test. It says subtract 14 minus 6, and the options given are A is 6, option B is 9, option C is 8, and option D is 10. Okay, so what should be the answer? We know that we can have a grid for us, and as per the grid we know that we can find certain set of values, right? So we can say that if this is given to us, from this we can always find certain set of values. So what should be 14 minus 6? Can you give me the option A, B, C, or D? 14 subtract 6. When 6 is subtracted from 14, we are left with 8. Very good. The option C. We are left with 8, and 8 is in option number C. So let's click on option number C on the website. Oh, okay. Okay, so it shows it's a correct answer. So let's go to the next question. In the next question, we have a different set of values. If we would copy this, and we would say, if we paste the next question, okay, this was the next question. Question number 2 from the test. Subtract 8 minus 6. So what should it be equal to? 8 minus 6 should be equal to option C. Very good. Very good. 8 minus 6 would be equal to 2, and we click on option C. Nice. Let's try another. Okay. Question number 1. Okay, let's go back. Let's see. Let's do question number 3. Let's start with the test. Just a minute, please. Okay. The next question I have, it says subtract 10 minus 6. Okay. The next question I have, it says, I'll just paste the question so that it's more convenient for us. It says subtract 10 minus 6 in question number 3. So we know that 10 minus 6 is equals to, can anyone give me an answer? Okay, 10 minus 6 is equals to, okay, if the answer 10 minus 6 was 4, then which option should be the correct option? This is option A, option B, option C, and option D. Very nice. Then option A should be the correct answer, right? Let's click on option A. Okay. Okay. Next, if it says, the next question is, okay, I would want you to do the next question and give me an answer, please. Okay, the next question says, I'll just copy so that we have it on our screen. Okay. Okay. The next question says subtract 9 minus 6, and the options are A, B, C, and D. Question number 4. Okay. So what should be the answer? 9. Okay, that was a previous question. What about this? 9 minus 6 is? Nine subtracts 6. We can still see it on our screen. When 6 is subtracted from a 9, we are left with 3, and the answer would be option B. Okay, let's try another question and see. So we select this option. Let's take another question, and for the test, next question would give us the values of. Question number 5 states. Question number 5 states that 11 minus 6. So if we can do 11 minus 6, this is the option. Question number 5, and the options are 8, 5, 6, and 10. Let's highlight the options. This is option A, B, C, and D. These are the 4 options. So we know that when we subtract 11 minus 6, so can we say 11 minus 6 would be equal to, what is 11 minus 6 equals to? 5. So we know that, very good. 11, this is 5, right? And 5 is in our option B. Agreed? Okay. So please do the remaining questions, complete the test, and let's see. Uh, Try for yourselves, and you should know what you learned out of this and how many you can get correct, right? Please do the self practice. Thank you so much. Take care.